Yes?
I have run into a few people that their thinking is, I'm not voting for anybody that's been in office before. I want them all out. What would you say to those people? I think what they're thinking is, well, you know, the Republicans didn't do the best job before the Obama administration, so why don't we just get rid of them all? What would you say to those people?
Well, I'd say, you know, why throw the baby out with the bathwater? Unless you're going to be selective. The ones that don't stand, for instance, Michelle Bachmann, would they throw them out? People say when they have that, no, Michelle would throw her out. What about Mike Pence from Indiana? Would throw him? No. What about Tom Price from Georgia? No, I wouldn't throw him out. What about Eric Cantor from Virginia? Would you throw him out? No, he stood firm. What about Jeb Hensling from Texas? What about Joe Pitts from Pennsylvania? And it would go on down the line and say, no. They prove that they're true conservatives. They didn't vote for the spending. They worked against it. They didn't vote for tax increases. They aren't for amnesty, and they've proven it and all of that. I say then, think clearly what you're going to do, because you could be voting someone exactly like the worst Republican and putting them back in office as a pig in a poke. Go for the proven record. If you send me back, I tell a person, you send me back, you get a second-term congressman for the price of one. You get one who knows the ropes and who has voted right, who's been consistent, who has a record, who has targeted #1 in the nation last year and more money expended to defeat me than any other candidate by the Democrats. That was not because I was voting wishy-washy. It's because they didn't want me to build a base there and to get seniority. So lo and behold, Walberg could be a chairman someday of a committee. Whoa, that would be terrible for the liberal. So I tell them, think straight. I mean, would you say, we heard some reports about electricians that say that there's a good number of them out there that are in the business making money, but they don't know what they're doing. So we're just going to go with someone who hasn't even started a business yet. We're going to have them we're going to do our electrical work. No, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't do that with our school teachers. We wouldn't do that with our doctors. Man, I've heard doctors malpractice. I'm not going to have one that's been there. I think those illustrations, I sure wouldn't necessarily, if I had a doctor that was put my shoulders back together like he has and put my Achilles tendon back together, I'm walking fine now and golfing better than I ever golfed in my life. I'm going back to Dr. Schneider anytime I have anything else go wrong with me, if it's orthopedic. So let's not cut off our noses by our face. And right now, look at Brian Rooney. Who endorsed him yesterday? Any of you here? He was in Jackson Citizen Patriot last night. Joe Schwartz. And Joe Schwartz said, I'm endorsing Brian Rooney because I like his positions, I like his experience. The newspaper said, you endorsed Mark Schauer last time. He said, yeah, well, if Brian Rooney wins this primary, then I will have to do some reconsidering who I'll endorse between Mark Schauer and Rooney. But if Walberg wins, I'm going to endorse Schauer. So who do you think Schauer wants to win this primary, based upon who Schwartz is endorsing? And several others that contributed to Schauer last time hosting a fundraiser for Brian Rooney tomorrow. That's not to say Brian Rooney isn't conservative, pro-life, whatever else. But how do you know? When you look at who's supporting it and who's lining up with it, I think it ought to cause you pause. And he's a new guy.
Well,
Yes.
It concerns me that some of the new people are running on the Republican ticket because they think that's where the votes are going to be.
Yeah.
And that they're not necessarily truly conservative people.
And we don't know that. I mean, they're a pig in a poke. In the farm community, we know what a pig in a poke is. You take the pig out of the poke and you walk them around the ring to make sure they got 4 legs that walk. And the ICs. That's what it means. And I hesitate to say with the camera on me that I'm not a pig in a poke. You've walked me around.